What's up, Taiwan? Good morning. I'm Erika Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Former Vice President Chen Jianren will again represent Taiwan at the second annual Global COVID-19 Summit on Thursday. Chen will give a pre-recorded speech at the summit, pledging that Taiwan will donate $1.5 million for global vaccine coverage. Chen says that Taiwan will also continue to provide medical masks, PCR testing machines, and other supplies to countries in need. The summit is co-hosted by the U.S. This year, the focus is on global efforts to end the pandemic and preparing for future variants.
The Taiwan model is an example of how a modern democracy can work transparently using technology to fight the pandemic. We will continue to cooperate with our democratic partners to share this experience with the international community.
A shipment of humanitarian aid from Taiwan has reached central Ukraine after a journey of more than 8,000 kilometers. Organizers say the supplies will help people who have fled the fighting. Stash Butler has this report.
Volunteers unload 4 tons of food and clothing from a truck in Bila Tserkva. The city south of Kiev is a world away from Taiwan, but as the flags on these boxes show, this shipment has come a long way to get here. Its journey began in the southern Taiwanese city of Kaohsiung, where local Ukrainian Olga Kulish led a drive to collect donations.
真的没想到，所以我记得那时候短短的几天内就收到很多东西。有些人甚至于看到我们那么辛苦，他就是放下身边的工作，就说我帮你整理。
From Kaohsiung, the boxes flew to Frankfurt and crossed Poland before finally reaching Bila Tserkva. Locals spoke Mandarin to say thanks. The donation comes on the back of a recent shipment from Taiwan's Red Cross. The Foreign Ministry has also sent Ukraine almost $30 million in aid. This week's citizen-led delivery aims to help Ukrainians who fled their homes and show people in Bila Tserkva that Taiwan really does stand with Ukraine. Piper Yu and Stash Butler for TaiwanPlus.
The next 5 years will almost certainly set a new global temperature record. That's according to a new report by British scientists and the World Meteorological Organization. The report says there's more than a 90% chance a new record for the highest annual average temperature will be set in the next 5 years. And there's a 50% chance that Earth's temperatures will also rise by more than 1.5 degrees Celsius. That's critical because scientists believe this could be a tipping point for the effects of climate change. To discuss the implications of the report, INCVAT spoke with Lena Chang, a climate and energy activist with Greenpeace Taiwan. She says the Taiwan government's initiative to make industries pay for each ton of carbon they produce does not go far enough.
It is still possible to meet the Paris Agreement to control the global temperature rise within 1.5 degrees. But to do that, it requires drastically reduce of greenhouse emission in every aspect of our life. So not only energy transition, also buildings, transportation, even our lifestyle. And the ultimate goal is to achieve 2050 net zero. And sadly, our government is not doing enough in terms of setting the right midterm goal. Currently, the government's plan is to reduce only 20% by 2030, which is definitely not enough to achieve the long-term net zero goal.
The Taiwan government has announced that it will start carbon pricing in 2024, 2025, but in a phased program. Can you outline whether you think this is enough?
As we know, carbon pricing is a critical tool to set more incentive on the corporates for them to reduce the greenhouse gas emission. However, the government is not putting strong enough regulation in terms of carbon pricing, because we need a basic floor price for the carbon pricing, and also we need to increase the price by time. That is why we are asking the government to set and effective carbon pricing instead of just a number. And aside from the corporate, we also need more people to join the momentum. It's not only the corporation, it's about the whole society to ask the government and the corporate to do more in terms of fighting climate change.
Semiconductor giant TSMC says it's raising prices for a range of its advanced products. The Taiwanese chipmaker has told customers there will be a 6% price hike from January 1st next year. It comes less than a year after TSMC's biggest price increase in a decade. Global inflation, the war in Ukraine, and China's COVID lockdowns are all thought to be inflating prices. TSMC makes around 90% of the world's most advanced semiconductors. Two more of Taiwan's athletes made it to the winner's podium at the Deaflympics. Xu Yanyi placed second in women's javelin, and Chen Chongyu took the silver for men's pole vault. Earlier, sprinter Xu Le captured Taiwan's first gold medal at this year's Global Games for the deaf. She finished the 100-meter hurdles competition in 13.91 seconds, breaking the previous Deaflympics record. Her victory puts Taiwan 17th on the medal table with 1 gold, 4 silver, and 5 bronze medals. As in most international sporting events, Taiwan is competing under the name Chinese Taipei. This year's games are taking place in Brazil. They are scheduled to run through Sunday. When people in Taiwan need advice, they might turn to friends and family, or they might seek out an altogether more mystical solution. We traveled to the city of Kaohsiung in southern Taiwan to meet a spirit medium who helps worshippers get in touch with the gods.
我叫吴正荣，今年54岁，替新民服務將近30年。其實我自細漢就無興趣，我就做天氣嘅。我媽媽講奇怪咧，我叫你拜拜啊，你神啊都唔念唔愛念香。有一天，我暗時喺困嘅情形之下，就問叫阮王爺，阮地王爺，就畫出一個夜景，落去陰府辦代志啥，畫景我看，我驚到要死嘅。我就甲媽媽講話奇怪，我夢咧，這種嘅夢境足奇怪。我講媽媽，伊種真正神。喺上面就摸去另外一個台南嘅所在去問，問了後，講哇，你這個囝有帶奇神命，以後愛替神服務。這邊就是講算因緣際會，我媽媽就參加就是去進香，去進香了後，去人祈買紅山寺，結果去到紅山寺嘅時陣，向陽人挖架起來。水挖起來就對啊！挖起來時陣，我媽媽驚到，講哎呀，阮囝仔邊啊呢？結果醫生講哦，這公司要對恁囝仔呢。基本咱其實嘛最重要。第一點，你一定要甲人嘅咱講嘅困嘅狀態共款，人嘅困嘅狀態一定要團，而且較正能較降伊嘅身軀。咱來分辨正派之強足簡單嘅啦第一點來公開性，就像咱講嘅共款，你但邊仔攏聽得到。絕對無啥秘方式嘅，我當家會我盡量一定要邊仔對人。無必然伊也叫你過嘅時陣，有一寡某種嘅原因，你無邊仔對你邊仔，你潛意識佫無好嘅時陣，伊要安怎？迄種料想袂到。好，收啦，回家啦，也係那麼你來。
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, today, we'll leave you with images of a rice field in central Taiwan's Taichung City. This pattern was made by planting rice of different colors. I'm Erika Liu. Take care and have a nice day.
In a changing world, when voices are being silenced, TaiwanPlus is listening. We tell those stories. No compromise, no boundaries,
people in Taiwan.
no fear.
I want to study Chinese. I'm Ryan Kilpatrick. Capital Taipei. TaiwanPlus.
TaiwanPlus News.